Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Short Sports Show. I'm your host, Daniel Short. Today is Monday, May 26, 2014. It is Memorial Day, so this episode is dedicated to all the veterans out there and all the people that are putting their life on the line for everybody, and for me to be able to do this show and be able to have the freedom that we have. I got a lot of news to talk about. I can't even talk. That's how excited I am. We got some college football news, talking about BYU and a few other things, Oklahoma getting something done, as well as the NFL news. And really, it's just a lot of people being charged with some type of misdemeanor or something. It's crazy. And also NBA playoffs. We're going to talk a little bit more on that because not a whole lot of NFL news. So we'll talk about some basketball stuff, playoffs, and also some Major League Baseball news, including my Dodgers, Josh Beckett. Woo! What a game yesterday. What a game. Throwing a no-hitter against the Philadelphia Phillies. Talk about all of that on this show today. But first, again, it is Memorial Day. And as I was looking through this was a really good piece written by John Taylor of Pro Football Talk. I'm gonna go ahead and say what he wrote, saying, quote, "You have to admit that despite the financial woes and political infighting and every other really crappy thing going on, we have a pretty damn good life. Living in these United States of America, it is far from a perfect country, but damn it, it's ours. Ours because our own have and will continue to shed their blood in the ultimate sacrifice. Gave and will continue to give their lives, their hopes, their dreams, so that we and our children and our children's children and their children may live and realize ours and theirs," end quote. Just a really good piece because, even though we all have our own struggles and looking, we're seeing, wow, gas is going up, neighbor's dog died, all this other type of stuff. We looking like, man, wow, really? Is this what we're doing? But you got to think about it. People are out there giving up a lot just so I can do this show and for you to do your own things and do whatever we kind of want to. So, it's really nice. But I thought I'd put that out there because it was a really good piece written by, again, John Taylor, Pro Football Talk. Really good. But anyways, real quick, we're going to give a moment of silence in remembrance of veterans. If you have any people that you may know in your family, I'm sure a lot of people have, someone in their family that you know of that's in the military right now or has been. Again, we're going to do a quick moment of silence for them. All right. So let's go on. Talk about some college football news. Starting off with Houston's head coach Tony Levine has agreed to a 5-year contract that runs through the 2018 football season. Last year, Houston Cougars finished 8-5 after losing to Vanderbilt in the BBVA Compass Bowl. Levine was on the staff with Kevin Sumlin while he was there. He was an assistant throughout that time and became the head coach, I believe, last season. Going 5-7, and then now going 8-5 this season. So doing a really good job at Houston. They produced one of the top offenses with, I believe, they had 2 freshman quarterbacks that split time, yet still did an amazing job. So he's on the right track, and we might be seeing Houston do some special things, as well as their head coach. The University of Oklahoma has some good news going to them. Plans to propose a renovation project that would close the south side of Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. The primary objective would be to improve and add suites as well as fan amenities such as concession stands and restrooms. The project, however, is not expected to increase Memorial Stadium's seating capacity of 82,000, but instead it would aim to create a better and more comfortable seating throughout the stadium. The expected completion date is before the 2016 season, And, it sounds good. And really, that's what, that stadium's obviously been there for a long time. And most stadiums need updates. Seems like we're seeing them every year. But you got to increase the seating. I know some stadiums where they still have, where it's just, I guess, like a bleacher type feel. And I guess they're all kind of bleacher, but they're not like seats. They're just a metal bench. And you get that even if, from different stadiums, you get that from, where you're in a really good area. It's not just those really cheap seats. I mean, you get some, that's the type of, what you're sitting on. Very uncomfortable. Some don't even have back support. But, for Oklahoma getting better seats for everywhere you sit, that really improves, the fan experiences. And that's what they're trying to go for. So, really smart by Oklahoma for what they're doing there. But some news that came out last week is BYU is investigating allegations former players received improper benefits. The allegations were first reported by Salt Lake City radio station 1280 The Zone. Sam Leaf, a manager of former BYU wide receiver Cody Hoffman, told 1280 The Zone that Hoffman had been contacted by BYU a couple months ago. The school requested Hoffman to come in and answer questions about possible improper benefits provided to players. The NCAA will not confirm or deny that any ongoing NCAA investigations are happening. But Sam Leaf told the radio station that Cody Hoffman refused to talk to the school and was focused on moving on to the NFL as he signed a free agent contract with the Washington Redskins. School spokesman Duff Tittle, I don't know what his last name, I believe is, told ESPN, quote, "We are aware of the allegations and have been conducting a thorough review of the matter. So we will see." But BYU, apparently, I was reading that they're the only school that has won, the AP national title and has never had any type of, investigation type things. I believe I was somewhat close to right. But now they could be, in trouble here. It's going to be interesting to watch how this goes and what are the next steps that both the school, that the BYU takes and that the NCAA does, looking into it. Because most likely NCAA, they'll look into all these cases, especially something like this. But BYU, wow, just wow. On Thursday, 16 players were announced to the College Football Hall of Fame's class of 2014. The headline players are Derek Thomas, linebacker from Alabama, Sterling Sharp, tight end from South Carolina, and LaDainian Tomlinson, running back from no place better than TCU. That is so amazing. I honestly, when I first heard about this, I thought that LT was already in a College Football Hall of Fame. There's tons, because I know he's already in the Texas College Football Hall of Fame. I believe there's another, I guess this is the big one, but there's a smaller College Football Hall of Fame that he's been inducted to. Excuse me. And now he's in this one, which is the main one. And I would think it took a while for this to happen, but I don't know the rules and how long you have to wait. But the rest of the players are Willie Roaf, Tony Bosley, Shane Conlon, Darren Nelson, Dave Butts, and then they also go on to the other players are Dre Blythe, North Carolina defensive back, Joe Hamilton, Georgia Tech quarterback, John Hurd, Maine linebacker, Leonard Smith, McNeese State cornerback. McNeese State, man, I remember that school. I remember when Texas State used to play McNeese State. Those were the days. Anyways, Wesley Walls, Ole Miss tight end, and also two coaches, Mike Beltany. I should have pronounced his name earlier. He was 137 and 80 with 2 ties at Chico State, California, and at Oregon. He was the one that really got Oregon. No, I don't know how much he really did at Oregon. I know he was a really good coach there. Obviously, that's why he's being inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame. But I guess I wouldn't really say he's what started Oregon's success, because really Chip Kelly did. I mean, because the last year my coach there at Oregon was 2008, so that was pretty close to when Oregon was starting to get good, starting to get the recruits in, I guess. But Chip Kelly's the one, I guess, that really started it. And also Jerry Moore, who was 242, 135, and 2 ties at North Texas, Texas Tech, and Appalachian State, where he won 3 straight FCS championships. 3 straight. That's incredible. And Jerry Moore, awesome. I'm glad he's there. But LaDainian Tomlinson, running back TCU, inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame. It's awesome. It's awesome. Man, I don't know what just happened now. That's it for college football news. Moving on to the NFL. The Buccaneers have started contract talks with defensive tackle Gerald McCoy. McCoy has already said that he would not hold out of training camp, that in hopes of forcing the team to give him a contract extension. Said that he was going to participate in all drills, OTAs, all the other good stuff. And then Buccaneers general manager Jason Lynch reached out to McCoy's agent last week saying, to quote, get the ball rolling on talks of a new deal. Conversations could result in a new deal before the start of training camp, but there is no timetable or deadline in place to get the deal done. So really could be in just a few weeks, or it could be by the end of preseason, somewhere around there. But pretty soon, Gerald McCoy will have a contract extension with the Buccaneers, and for Buccaneers fans, it's really good because he's not comparing him to Warren Sapp, but he is your Warren Sapp with the defense being at that defensive tackle spot, and he's done a really good job. Also, another Oklahoma product. Excuse me. Wow. New York Jets quarterback Michael Vick told Gary Myers of the New York Daily News that he can help the Jets get to the Super Bowl as a backup, saying, quote, I just feel like I can help any football team, any organization, particularly this football team, get to a Super Bowl. It's tough at this stage of my career because I feel like I'm fairly young. I'm a fairly young player, and I can still keep up, but people make it seem like I'm getting older and things aren't the same. I beg to differ. That's what he had to say. I'm not saying I beg to differ. I don't know. I mean, you are getting pretty old, Michael Vick. And the way your style of play, being, that fierce runner, no, you're getting old and you're losing it. You've lost it, basically. You've lost it now. Hasn't played an entire 16-game season since 2006. We're about to hit the 2014 season. You really think you're fairly young and you can keep up, but you haven't played an entire season since 2006? I don't know about that. Also, what else here is, and then he says that, he can help the team get to the Super Bowl, but he's not talking like, oh, I'm going to be the starter, or, I'm going to push, myself to be better than Geno Smith. He keeps saying he is the backup to Geno Smith. He went on to say, quote, I think Geno's going to be the starter. I think he is going to start the season off. I think Geno has every opportunity to go out and have success. He's going to get that opportunity. Now, I understand. I guess what he's trying to say, that he can help the Jets get to the Super Bowl, is he's just going to be a mentor, for Geno Smith and teaching him what Vic has learned throughout his career. And, Vic's been in the playoffs many years and it's been pretty far. I think he's even reached the NFC Championship, but lost. But, then you go on but right before that, you just said, you feel like you're fairly young and you could still keep up, but you've conceded to being a backup. Not really making a whole lot of sense there, buddy. Not making a whole lot of sense. So, I don't know what Michael Vick's process of thinking right now. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know why he's taking this. I don't know if it's just a smoke screen that maybe he's been told by the Jets, by Rex Ryan, saying, "Hey, I want you to keep saying that Geno Smith is a starter, that you're just a backup. Be motivated, saying that we can reach the Super Bowl." And, in reality, you're competing against Geno Smith. You most likely can be our starter by week 1 of the season. And this is just a smokescreen. It could just be all that. But if it's not, and Vic is just, saying that, yeah, he's the backup, I'm just going to mentor him. I might be able to play a few snaps here in the regular season, here and there. Then that's not really in my mind, that's not helping your team get to the Super Bowl. Yes, learning teaching Geno Smith what you've learned, that's incredible, and that's, what you want, but the way he's describing he can help the team get to the Super Bowl doesn't really make sense to what he's already saying. But anyways, moving on. Seahawks waive 6th-rounder Garrett Scott, an offensive tackle from Marshall, after a rare heart issue was discovered in his pre-employment physical. Sounds terrible, right? You're your 6th-round pick. Excuse me, and you basically cut him now because he has a heart issue, which can't really control, but kind of sucks. But there's good news, and this is why the Seahawks management is one of the top management, if not the top management in the NFL. According to Curtis Crabtree of KJR Sports Radio in Seattle, Scott will receive a full signing bonus, or has already received a full signing bonus in his deal with the Seahawks. One day before the club announced the rookie was being waived with a non-football illness designation. So he gets his full signing bonus. And last year, Garrett Scott was a 199th pick. And last year's 199th pick was when the Lions drafted running back Theo Reddick, who later received a $91,000 to sign with the Lions. So that was his signing bonus. So we don't know the official number, but we know it's most likely, or it is very close to $91,000. It's either, give or take. So that's really good, it sucks because your dream of being an NFL player was only for about half a day, and that's it. But you still get paid, more than what a lot of people make. It's not bad. And that was just to sign a contract. So that's really good. But Seahawks general manager John Snyder said, quote, "We think highly of Garrett as a person and as a football player. This team is committed to supporting Garrett in the months to come and will continue to help him determine his next steps." So hats off to John Snyder and company with the Seattle Seahawks to do that, give him his full signing bonus, and say, hey, sucks that you can't play football anymore for us, or, I don't think you can really play anywhere else, but we're still going to pay you. That's really nice, especially a 6th-round draft pick. You could just cut him and not pay him at all. So, really nice by the Seattle Seahawks. Jets running back Chris Johnson is unlikely for OTAs, though his surgically repaired right knee is, quote, feeling good and getting better. But when asked whether he will participate in any of the Jets' OTA offseason workouts, Johnson said, "Probably not. I think they're going to hold me out of OTAs and just let me continue to rehab until I get 100%. Take it slow since I have time on my side, and just be ready for training camp." So, for Chris Johnson, missing OTAs isn't going to be that bad for him. And really, it's the best thing to do. Make sure he's fully healthy, get him straight once he's, 100% by training camp, and be able to compete. And, well, I think he's pretty much the starting running back, but that way, you're not forcing anything or you could tweak anything. That'd be the worst possible thing to happen and make him miss more time. Broncos safety TJ Ward has been charged with a misdemeanor assault and disturbing the peace for allegedly throwing a glass mug at a female bartender at a Denver strip club earlier this month. Why? He was, apparently the lady told him, "You can't drink anymore," because obviously he's already gone. And he's like, "Nah," and just threw the mug at her. I don't know if it hit her or not, but anyways, bad. Ward signed a 4-year, $22.5 million deal with Denver this spring, and it's coming off a top Pro Bowl season with the Cleveland Browns last year. And then Colts owner Jim Irsay was charged with a misdemeanor as well. Everybody is just getting charged with crazy things. And then the Broncos have an executive charged with DUI or sentenced to like 7 months or something. It's crazy. It's crazy. People, get a hold of yourselves here. That's it for the NFL news. But last night, everybody was talking about Serge Ibaka coming back for this Oklahoma City Thunder. And could we see a repeat of what happened in 2012 when the Spurs were playing the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, and the Thunder were down 2-0. Think the series might be over. Spurs dominating, but Thunder go home, recuperate, think about what we got to do, how to get better, how to beat this team, and then end up winning the series 4-2, but then losing to the Miami Heat in the finals. Could we see a repeat of what's going on? The Oklahoma City Thunder come back home after being down 2-0 against the Spurs, and really those two games weren't even close. They just been dominated, just absolutely dominated. Spurs could do anything they want against the Thunder, and it was working. Now, Thunder come home to get Serge Ibaka back, who scored 15 points, a few rebounds, 2 blocks, and ended up winning the game at home. Oklahoma City 106, San Antonio Spurs 97. Westbrook with 26 points. Ginobili went off in the first half with 23 points, or 20 points in the first half, then 3 points in the second half. Final score 106-97. Unbelievable. Thunder actually looked like a team that can win, which, obviously they won, but the past 2 games they looked terrible. It wasn't even close, especially game 2. What was it, 112 to 77 or something like that? It's not a playoff game. That's preseason. But now the Thunder, got Ibaka back. He's, did really, really good. And could he be the X factor for the Thunder? Is he the reason they won? Westbrook, did score 26 points. But man, it's pretty scary for Spurs. Pretty scary. Tonight's game, though, is the Indiana Pacers. They're really scared because they're on the road again at Miami. And if they lose, they go down 3-1. And I believe Miami does get a home game again. Do they get a home game again? I should have checked. I don't believe, because I know they changed the postseason format. I don't know if they go back to Indiana for game 5. And then back to Miami game 6 and back to Indiana game 7, all if necessary. Or is it 3 straight at Miami, then the last 2 in the Indiana? You know what? That might be the old system. So it might be after this game, game 5 is going to be in Indiana. So it'd be really good if the Pacers can win tonight, take one on the road, even the series 2-2, come back home, take the series lead 3-2, but then you got to win on the road again. But it'd be better because Miami, we know what Miami can do with LeBron. They're on the road. If they take a 3-1 lead, you are in trouble. Because even if you win game 5, which you would have to win, you're back on the road again in Miami. So you got it. This game is must win for the Pacers. If not, I'm calling the series over. Close it. In the books. Miami goes on to the finals if they win this game. But Pacers have also shown some rejuvenance back in, showing that they're a top NBA team. And maybe they could shock the Miami Heat. What if we saw a Pacers Thunder series coming back from down 2-0, both of them, and meeting each other into the finals? That would be something. But a lot of people want to see Spurs, Heat, number dos in the finals, and then see the Spurs probably, hopefully, coming back. I don't know. I just hope the Heat doesn't win again. I really hope they don't win. I like LeBron. I like Dwayne Wade. I'll even say I like Chris Bosh, and no one really likes Chris Bosh. I just cannot stand the Heat bandwagoner fans, and you know who you are. I can't stand it. So that's what makes me dislike the Heat so much. But again, Heat Pacers tonight in Miami. Heat have a 2-1 lead. Game 4 tonight on ESPN, I believe 7 o'clock Central Time. Whoa, I don't even know what I just said right there. Major League Baseball news. Awesome story. If you have not heard about it, must go watch. It's on my YouTube channel. I uploaded the video. It is the Houston Astros prospect first baseman Conrad Gregor hit his first home run of the season, and it was caught by no one else but his dad. His dad caught his first home run. And it wasn't like someone else caught it and handed it to his dad. He was right next door. No, his dad actually caught the ball. It was crazy. It was a 3-run shot in the 6th inning of Class A River Bandits 5-2 win over the Cedar Rapids Colonels. The Quad City Times reported that Gregor's parents made a 5-hour drive from Carmel, Indiana to attend the River Bandits weekend series. That shows you there's something special. There's something special about the game of baseball, because why did they go for this series? What told them in their mind, hey, let's go ahead and take the 5-hour drive over there and go watch our son play? Why wasn't it the next, series or the one before that? And then it just happened to be this one where his son hit his first home run of the season and happened to be straight at you. There's something special about that. It's crazy. There's something more out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound like, a crazy person or anything, but it's incredible. It's incredible that you happen to pick that one thing, and it can't be by chance. I mean, because you can say, well, he could hit a home run. He might have hit it, anywhere, or against anybody. It might have just been a pitcher versus batter type of thing, that he had the upper hand on him. But how would the ball go straight to his dad, where his dad was? His dad didn't run to the ball. He didn't run over there. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. The ball went straight to him over there. So I believe it was a right center field. So that's incredible. That's incredible. Anyways, moving on. Red Sox put Mike Napoli on the DL. Napoli has tried to play with a dislocated left ring finger. The injury resulting from a head-first slide into second base in Chicago on April 15th. But the finger never had any real time to heal. Therefore, he was playing pretty badly, and I think he's missed already like 2 weeks because of a flu. So they said, hey, let's put you on the DL and get someone else up here. The Red Sox right now are struggling. They're 20-29, and they have lost 10 straight games. 10 straight games. And even fought with the Tampa Bay Rays, I believe, yesterday. Will the Red Sox turn around? They have to. They have to. I mean, they're World Series champs. They really didn't lose that many people. They got to turn it around quickly. I mean, it's got to happen sooner, soon. It's got to happen soon. If not, they're in huge trouble. Huge trouble. Manny Ramirez was hired as Chicago Cubs AAA player/coach. Cubs president of baseball operations, Theo Espen, said this, quote, while Manny is not and will not be a fit on the Cubs major league roster, we do think at this stage of his life, he's a nice fit as a mentor for someone of the young talented hitters we have in the organization. Manny will coach full-time and play part-time in a limited role that does not take at-bats away from our prospects. If he shows that there is still some magic in his bat, perhaps he will find his way to the major leagues and help another team. But that is not why he is here. We are thrilled that he wants to work with our young hitters and make a difference. So mainly, I got a little bit louder when I said another team and will not be a fit for the Cubs major league roster, because Theo has made it a clear that the Cubs will not put him on the major league team. He will not play for the actual Chicago Cubs, which honestly, Ramirez, that's probably better for you. You don't want to play for the Cubs. It's just bad. But honestly, it's shocking that Manny Ramirez would accept something like this. Now, obviously, his mindset might have changed knowing that he's 41 years old and he's not going to be playing baseball in the majors anymore. But he did sign with the Oakland A's, the Texas Rangers, played in their minor league system full time. He was a full-time player, not a coach. And they gave him a shot that you might be able to play in the majors. And that's what he wanted, but he quit on both teams. And now, but he always said, I want to play in the majors. That's the only, reason I'm going to sign with the team or this and that. And now he's signed to be a player/coach with the Cubs after being told before he signed with them, and especially, all the way through, that you're not going to be playing in a Cubs uniform and you're not going to play for us. But he still signed. It's crazy. I'm glad that he's wanting to be a coach, and hopefully he is wanting to be a coach and actually, mentor and teach the younger hitters, again, everything he's learned and what he's been through and help them get better, because that's awesome. But if it's not really like that, then, it's kind of, who knows. But yesterday, magic happened. Dodgers, Josh Beckett pitches his first career no-hitter and the first of the MLB this season yesterday against the Philadelphia Phillies in a 6-0 win. Beckett struck out 6, walked 3 in 128 pitches. And this is the funny thing. Josh Beckett goes into the dugout and even started talking about throwing a no-hitter in the 4th inning. Which is obviously a huge superstition thing. You don't talk about it at all. Even when you're 1 out away, you just kind of clear it from your head, or at least try to, even though you really can't. But you don't talk about it because you don't want to give up that hit. But he went in there in the dugout saying, hey, I got a no-hitter going. And the funny part about it is because it made his catcher nervous. So nervous. He didn't know if he wanted to catch in the game. He wanted to be substituted out. Because even though he wanted to be part of history, he was afraid he would make the mistake. It's crazy. But anyways, Josh Beckett gets his no-hitter. Awesome. Against the Philadelphia Phillies. Wasn't really... he did strike out 6. Walked 3. 128 pitches, apparently the second most since Tim Lincecum's 148. But I don't think it's that bad. It's still a pretty good amount of pitches. But it was awesome to watch. I only saw 6 inning. No, it wasn't 6. No, it was 7, 8, 9. It was 7, 8, 9. I thought I missed an inning, but I turned it back on the channel. I was watching college softball. Women's College World Series is about to start. I don't know if anybody watches softball, but it's awesome to watch. And I think the baseball, they have their selection show. All right, hold on. I'm getting out of focus real quick. But Josh Beckett, awesome job. I saw 7, 8, 9th inning. Saw him close it out. Awesome. Dodgers Network. Apparently Time Warner does have it over here in my area. At first they didn't, now they do, but you got to pay extra for it. So I was like, no, thank you. But that's it. But we will talk about a little bit college softball, college baseball, mainly college baseball, as the TCU Horned Frogs, my TCU team, won the Big 12 conference, the tournament. I really don't know if did they go down as the Big 12, 2014 Big 12 champs, even though they didn't win the regular season title. But they won the tournament. So does that make them Big 12 champs, or does that make them Big 12 tournament champions and not actual conference champs? I don't know. Anyways, we still won. Beat Oklahoma State. Dominated everybody we played. And now TCU will host their own regional, which I would love to go to. Now thinking about it, holy crap, that would be actually really fun. Oh, man. But it would start this weekend, wouldn't it? Can't do it. Dang. All right. Anyways, TCU's going to host their own regional. That'll be exciting to see. Yeah. I don't know if anybody watched college baseball, college softball. Both of them very, very exciting to watch, especially as you go deeper into the rounds. And hopefully TCU makes that trip back to, well, they're not in Omaha anymore. They're in some other place. But anyways, awesome to watch. That is it for today's show. Did pretty good time-wise. I will be back next Monday morning as we will discuss other news around the leagues and whatever else is brand new out there. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @short_sports 24/7. Follow me on Wait, whoa, did I switch that up? Become a fan on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at @short_sports 24/7. Become a fan on Facebook, The Short Sports Show. If you're listening on YouTube, iHeartRadio, or Spreaker.com, make sure to give it a like, share it to your friends and family, let people know where you get your sports knowledge and news from. You heard it here first. Thank you so much. Anyways, no, that was really kind of ego type thing. Links are in the description in case you want to listen on something else or check something else out. Links are all in the description. And I will see you guys again next Monday morning. Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, YouTube, whatever else. Again, happy Memorial Day. And I will see you guys again next Monday morning. God first, God bless. I'm out. Peace.